Hello, listeners, and welcome back to another episode of Pitstop Fracas. And today we're going to do something a bit different, and that is a preview pod of the Canadian Grand Prix. Here today, I'm joined by three cast members. Martz, how are you doing, brother?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Just a bit tired. That's it.
We're saying the sun's been making you tired, Joe?
Huh?
We're saying the sun's been making you tired, Joe?
Yeah, man. So, I've been too busy chasing down the sundresses.
You know you're on.
Arrested.
In your Kwame bag. I respect mad. I respect it still. Kwame, how we doing, brother?
I'm not too bad, man. Not too bad. Except that I'm getting packed like someone's got heat on me. Like honestly, like I like the weather in it, but boy, being humid as. But other than that, man, yeah, being a chill week. You know, shouting the FIA for the porpoising and all them things there.
Chill week.
Love Island as well. You know, can't complain. England be playing dead. We're back in the summer. We're back in the summer in it. So
yeah. You know, summertime's all about. Listen, lock up your daughters. Kwame's about you. Get me? That's all I would say.
Anyone listening again, that's slander my name. Yeah,
it's not slander.
My name.
It's not. It's not slander, brother. Hold that. Mahad, last but not least, how we doing, brother?
I'm fighting for my life against hay fever, but apart from that, I'm all good.
Boy,
how are you doing?
This hay fever's a new thing, you know. I can't lie to you. Whatever this new bloody Tommy Egan strain that they've got in is a mad thing. I can't lie to you.
For our listeners, yeah. Richard's got the maddest red eyes right now, like he's been smoked out.
I'm telling you, these men have genetically modified the pollen because, bro, I haven't got hay fever at all for like 10 years. This weekend, I was mowing the grass in it. Fam, my eyes are getting packed.
Hey, listen, you look at them put shades on today, but man saying I look like a Fed, so it's so mad. And he Fed I look like a
Ferrari, bro. Ferrari red.
Yeah. See, if you said something like Brooklyn 99, I would have said calm, but yeah, whatever, man. Anyways, it's a bit of housekeeping just before we start. Please make sure to follow the Twitter account and the Instagram under Pitstop Fracas. Make sure to use the hashtag Pitstop Fracas to get involved in any conversation or chat or any comments on the latest pod episodes. Please also subscribe to us on YouTube under Pitstop Fracas and make sure to smash that bell icon to be notified of any new videos and whatever, any new content that we drop. And also, please remember to also, I can't even speak. Remember also that I will be giving a prize away at 1,000 subscribers. We're at like 160 odd something now. So another 800 odd and a lucky subscriber will be getting a prize. Also, please make sure to follow us on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. Let's get us to 250 reviews each. And once we get up to there, as long as the average is about like 4.9 or something calm like that, I'll be giving a prize out as well. So please make sure to do that. Anyways, let's move on to proceedings. And
prize is a date with Kwame.
I'm not disclosing the prize, but that may be one of the options. Anyways, let's move on.
Maybe.
Anyways, let's move. No, Kwame, it's enough. Let's move on, brother. Hey, well, this is the first time that we'll be going to Canada in 3 years. Of course, we had the pandemic, which has rolled off the last two. So, for the new listeners that maybe jumped in during lockdown into F1, or maybe I just have absolutely no idea about Circuit de Gilles Villeneuve, Mahad, this is, in your opinion, a top 3 Formula 1 track. Please tell the listeners, what sort of track is Circuit de Gilles Villeneuve, and what can any new fans expect?
If you're a new fan, you should expect a spectacle. One of the fastest tracks in Formula 1. Long straights, some tight corners, really pushes drivers to the limit. Something always happens during these races as well. And I think just it has a good flow to it in terms of the way the corners are set up. It's a street circuit, but it feels like an all-purpose track. We've been going there for, I don't know, last 40 years now. We've missed it for the last 2, and something always just exciting happens whenever this race happens. We can look back to what even the last race, 2019. We look at 2012 or is that when Jensen Button won? I think
Oh,
I think it was 2011.
2011. I think the longest race in F1 history, second to that Belgian one that wasn't a race. It sometimes it just randomly rains where it's just absolute madness is going on, but I think it doesn't let up. It doesn't give drivers a day off. That type of track, like one mistake, you're in the wall. You ride on the curb a bit too hard, you're spinning. It really pushes drivers to the limit, and yeah, that's definitely a top 3 track. It's the best street circuit, 100%.
Yeah, I can't argue too tough with that. I've got Baku up there as well, but Canada, no, it's a really solid circuit. Especially World of Champions, it's caught out a few people over the years, so yeah, I definitely can't argue with that. Kwame, I know you're quite the historian, despite your tender age. Do you have any favorite past races from Canada that you like to tell listeners about?
Yeah, so like Mahad said in my past year, say 2011, that was a brilliant race. Yeah, Jensen Button coming, from quote unquote. Well, he didn't qualify last, but one point in the race, he was last place, all the way to winning the race in the last lap. And Vettel kind of binned in the rain. 2008 when Kubica won his first race out there as well for BMW Sauber and his first only win in his F1 career. You had, I believe, Kimi Räikkönen and Hamilton crash out in the pit stop. You had, and then you had the 2 BMW Saubers. That's the equivalent of, let's say, I say similar to Monza when McLaren won 2, Ricciardo and Lando, best equivalent. That happened in 08. You had crashes as well, like again, Kubica crash in 07. Even the last race we had out there as well, 19. Vettel and Hamilton. Vettel won, but there was a very tight battle between Vettel and Hamilton. So yeah, like there's so many good races, but they're like the 3 I can say off the top of my head. That 11, 19, 08, them 3 there. Races I can just think of just like that.
Yeah, they're most definitely some bangers. Martz, do you have any past favorite races that you like to recite on?
07.
I think we know the reason.
The boys
for
first.
that,
You know what happened there, didn't it?
yeah, we know that. Yeah, of course,
Yeah, exactly.
of course. I can't argue with that.
Gonna have to strap in this weekend. All the turbulence that's going to be happening.
Nah, most definitely.
Bounce.
Hey, don't worry, we'll get onto that. We'll get onto that. Don't worry, we'll get onto that.
Do you guys remember who else was on the podium in 2007?
No,
no.
You will never guess it.
Oh, hang on.
You're talking like Hickey or something like that.
I feel like
you got one of them, right? Nick Heidfeld was second.
Nick Heidfeld, yes, yeah, I got.
P3.
He was racing.
That's something like John Trulli or something like that.
Bro, Alexander Wirtz went from 19th to 3rd.
Yeah.
What?
That's a Wirtz, no. Was it Williams, isn't it?
Toyota.
Williams
Toyota, yeah.
Yeah, Williams,
Mad.
Crazy.
That's
Mad.
This race always has crazy stuff going on, bro.
Sure.
Shout out to my favorite race, 1999. Michael Schumacher binning it on Walls of Champions. Mika Hakkinen win. Lovely job. Certain man's goal.
Favorite race, yeah?
Certain man's goal, bro. Binning it. Wall of Champions.
I was free.
I was young. I was a kid as well.
Yeah, Mahad was only 15.
Why you acting like man was out here, bro, in the 80s?
Yeah, you was. What you like?
Get out of here, man. I said I was doing O-levels.
He was out there with Franklin Saint and them, man.
I'm a hustler, baby.
It's funny because he's actually been to LA before as well, so it's not even that far removed.
What are you trying to say? I was gambling on the 1999 season.
Yeah,
you might be. On
the streets.
Come on, man. I was a youth, man.
Man was there. He was there raising Canaan and everything.
These my corners.
Oh shit. Mahad, do you have any other favorite races from Canada apart from 99?
It would help if I was off mute. I think
The Alzheimer's
2005,
kicking in, yeah.
Kimi Räikkönen.
Mm.
That's a good one.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
But
No, I'm
Kwame
only
was
going to say
there.
McLaren. Actually, do you know what? I cap it, even though I don't really rate him like that. Jensen Button, man. Come on, man.
2011.
man.
Yeah.
That
Banger.
was crazy. That was
Don't remember
crazy.
that.
You don't remember that?
I don't remember any of his wins at all.
All 15.
Just white from the memory.
15, you know.
He's got
Must
bare
have
wins. Man just said, nah, I don't want to know any of them. Lewis Hamilton's won it 7 times, man. So
Yeah, he's a record holder, isn't it?
Well, yeah,
Run
yeah.
things.
Him and Michael 7 times.
Has Michael done it
That's-
7 times?
that's-
No, I think
Yeah, they
Michael
both done
yeah,
7.
done it.
Both done it 7. So
I thought Lewis done it 8, isn't it? I thought he's a
No,
record
no.
holder. Or is that
No,
Hungary?
7.
He's a record holder.
that's
No,
Hungary
he's
still.
tied there. So we've
He's
got
Tied, yeah,
Hungary,
tied with Michael.
3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's tied
Hungary
with
and
Michael.
Silverstone.
Michael's got 7.
Yeah.
8
Michael was just
Silverstone,
stat
yeah.
padding here, man.
It's Heritage, man. Heritage. It's older. Heritage steel. All right, cool. Now to move on to who might look good in Canada. Our resident track expert, Mahad. Can you tell us who do you think might look good in Canada?
Red Bull.
Those teams.
Should I just take the easy way and say Red Bull?
Yeah, straight line
Okay.
speed.
You need straight line speed here. That last corner when you go around the hairpin and you're going straight down and you just got that little chicane for the Wall of Champions. You need speed in that. And then even before that hairpin, you got another DRS zone. We might see a DRS chicken happening again. We haven't seen that in a while. Just because the amount of DRS zones, I think there's going to be 3. But I very much think you need straight line speed here. It's quite different to Baku because Baku's got sector 2 that could really slow you down. So you kind of saw teams like Alpine. Alpine had crazy sector 3s. I think they were the fastest in sector 3. But then when they got to that castle section and all those areas there, they was just slow as hell. So then that kind of made them average. So yeah, Alpine could be the surprise one because they're hitting crazy top speeds like they were. And they're going to Canada now and on a back-to-back where people haven't really made adjustments to the car. You can't really get the parts in. Your cars are going to look very similar to the cars that you had back in Baku as well. So it could get real techie for other teams. But
Yeah,
I'll say
that was
Red
my
Bull
pick.
and Alpine on the stand-up.
That was going to be my pick. I feel like Ocon, the sole driver at Alpine, is going to have a good race.
Yeah, Ocon got dunked on by Alonso last weekend. You know?
So, he got dunked on by a ghost.
Get the hell
How's
out
that possible, bro?
Get the...
I told you, there's 18 drivers on the race grid.
Listen, Ocon has to be scared. Listen, he was 30. He was 30 points up on him. Yeah. Anyhow, Alonso gets more points than him this season. I'm putting him on the fraud watch. I'm taking the unanimous decision to put him on fraud watch.
That's
If you
fair.
blow that 30-point lead,
I don't think you will, though. I don't think
I
you
mean, how can he blow 30-point lead if there's no other
All
driver
right,
there?
Here we go.
will.
What, Casper's going to start driving cars now? Come on.
Who else is quite quick in a straight line or high speed corners anyway?
I mean, Williams were.
I wouldn't say
the
Williams,
previous race.
but yeah.
Williams are
not
bringing upgrades.
not a Baku, the last race. They were.
Williams are not bringing upgrades to this race. I think they're bringing upgrades to Silverstone. So whatever
I
they
just
were
think
like in that last race, that's what they're going to be like now.
Yeah. They were
I
very
think your
back, so.
your boys might have a good one as well.
Yeah, McLaren.
They got no downforce
double
in that
points
car.
finish.
We've got no downforce.
They got no.
Did you see the sector 3 times?
They were
Tell me
struggling
why.
in the straights.
Tell me why we've check this out. Why we
Still got
got
double points
DRS,
finish though.
bro? We got DRS behind the Alpine, and they're pulling away from us. That's how slow we are on the straight. The man in front of us does not have DRS. We've got DRS, and they're pulling away from us. We're gonna have a terrible time.
Yeah, it might be scary. I was through lots of steam.
But we don't really know anything because of the implications of this new rules that they put in the FIA. We could be looking at a very different scenario to last weekend in Baku.
That is true, actually. That is true. Before we touch on that, Kwame, have you said who might be look good in Canada? You said Alpine.
Yeah, no, I agree with Mahad. I think it will just be Red Bull. Basically, with the way Canada is, because of the amount of straights there is, and the fact that not much slow corners. Essentially, whoever's got a very good high speed, very good on straights, whoever's got a powerful engine, they'll be the teams that'll be up there. So like I said, essentially look at Baku sector 3 in the straight essentially and copy that into this race. So it will be your Red Bulls and your Alpines. Williams, I died because they'll pull Baku, and even though they've been good in the straights, hasn't been it. Alpha time maybe because of the engine with a Red Bull, same engine, but yeah, and they had a good race in Azerbaijan as well, one for their strategies. But other than that, yeah, I say Alpine and Red Bull are the two main teams to watch out for.
Yeah, I agree. Let's move on to the main topic at hand that just fresh off the press, and that is the FIA. They recently put out a statement saying that they're going to clamp down, if you will, on teams porpoising, basically. Too much. We all know all the teams, apart from maybe Red Bull, all have some sort of porpoising, but we know Merck definitely has the worst porpoising. And they even came out to the to say they compromised the setup a bit too aggressively to the detriment of Lewis's health. Martz, I'm going to come to you on this. What do you think about the FIA step in and about this porpoising situation? And do you think any teams may fail the required test that the FIA are going to bring in terms of
time, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's about time, really. It's been happening for a good couple of races, and I think really last week we saw it at its worst in Azerbaijan. And I mean, some teams after a couple of practices managed to sort theirs out and bring it down a bit, but obviously the Merck was just terrible, and you can't leave it up to teams to decide what's best for their drivers, because teams are going to act in their best interests, even if it's at the detriment of their drivers sometimes. So it's about time the FIA kind of done, and I think it's a very good idea what they're doing. They see what's happening after free practice 1 and 2. They take the data and they say, this is what the G's you shouldn't be able to exceed. So I think, it's a very, very sensible approach. Let's say it like that. Sensible.
Okay. Kwame, do you have any opinions on this directive? And do you think any teams may actually get disqualified?
I don't think any team will get disqualified. I don't think that shit will come out. I think it's just like a standard rule, not standard rule, but like basically a plain saying rule where they're just saying, okay, cool. XYZ team, if we put more than too much, we should, the FIA saying, okay, the blanket rule, everyone should, should ideally raise it up to a certain level that everyone could compete. And I don't think it will impact any team as well. I think yes, it's good for Mercedes, because for them, it allows the fact that they can fix the issue.
It's not really good for them. It's they're saying your car can't exceed the amount of G's while it's porpoising, basically. So it's about you have to sacrifice the performance of your car. It's not about everyone's gonna have to raise their car to a certain height. This is what they're saying is a limit, and if you're above that limit, which Mercedes is likely to be, because they're like the ones suffering with the worst, it will affect them more. So they're gonna be sacrificing a lot of performance, probably Ferrari as well this weekend. So I suppose we've got to wait and see. It looks like Max is gonna just get a straight dub here. That's it, really. I think like it's the writing's on the wall now. I think you just got to prepare for it. Hey, Super Max for the rest of the season.
Super Max. Yeah, stop on the drill meet, man. Yeah.
Listen,
No,
I was actually I was walking out Oxford Street the other day and I heard it. Someone was playing it. I was like, what? How you
what on the drill meet?
No, just Super Max. They were playing it out loud on Oxford Street, and I was like, "What?
Yo,
that's crazy." Must be the Milkshore Donnies, isn't it? Then the
Milkshore need to play that Lando song still.
What's the Lando song?
What Lando song?
They made a Lando song, innit? The same people.
No one knows that song, bro.
Sing it then.
I like, man. When he wins the race, you hear it.
Lara,
Wait.
man.
Singing dead.
No, I ain't singing. Listen, one thing you'll never catch me on Pitstop doing this singing, bro.
If
Why
Oh,
not?
it's one of them
You
SoundCloud
definitely
songs,
have
isn't
a
it,
couple
bro?
notes.
I'm a ghostwriter.
Say nothing.
These
Go,
rules.
tell us about Mercedes and the what did he call it? The vertical osculosis, whatever it is.
What, osteoporosis. That's what they're giving bloody Lewis Hamilton, isn't it?
No, that's scoliosis.
Scoliosis, man. The man's saying vibrations, basically.
And listen, it's
So oscillations.
we laugh,
That's it.
We laugh,
Aerodynamic.
but it's scary because he said the seat went cold. That's nerve damage, brother.
Oh yeah. I hear that.
That's nerve damage. So I don't know what James Letters is doing out here, and all these other dons.
That we're calling out here. Yeah.
It's
You're a dickhead.
they put in. We said this prior to the weekend. We said
Master
they're
James
gonna
Constant,
pick
you know.
performance over driver safety, and now
I told
Imagine
you
the
they can't
team
be
now.
trusted. That's why the FA have to come
why do they have to
intervene.
baby you? Why do they have to hold your hand and be like, okay, you can't do that anymore, guys. You can't kill your drivers. We've got to look after them. I think long term for Mercedes, I don't think it's that bad because we've got through most of the street circuits now. There's only one left now. There's Canada and there's Singapore. That's it. I think if they perform how they perform, if the car performs how it performed in Barcelona on other normal flat circuits, like how Barcelona was, they should be fine. But if I catch that car bouncing in Silverstone, they're done out here. They're finished. Because Silverstone's one of the smoothest tracks out here.
It's
If
gonna
that car is
do
bouncing all over
it
the
in Monza as well, isn't it? It'll do it in Monza.
Monza's an all-purpose racetrack. It's smooth as hell. Why would it
But
bounce?
then the
It's
street,
about
isn't it?
it's about the
streets,
street.
innit?
Is the street? Is it more to do with the surface than
It's more
rather
about
than
the surface now. It's more about the
Okay.
surface. So when I think Barcelona is like one of the first normal tracks that we've been to that's got an absolute smooth surface. I think there's only 3 tracks that have got completely smooth surfaces. That is Barcelona, Abu Dhabi, and Silverstone. So that's the kind of test. But if you've built a car that only works on certain tracks, it's a bit smelly still. But in terms of the rules, they've had to put these rules in. I'm kind of glad they didn't put rules that punish other teams that actually got it spot on. So like you got your Alfa Romeo that doesn't porpoise at all. It porpoises less than the Red Bull, and they hit weight as well. They've already been shagged by the weight rule being moved up, and you don't want to be shagged again by any other changes. So I think the rules are now is like if you go over a certain G-force oscillation, they haven't actually put out what type of calculation they're going to use
they said they can use it there
during the
from-
practice sessions.
I have to think
Yeah.
about it. It seems very vague though because like
It's vague because how can they? I read the FIA statement. What do you mean? The calculations still being worked on. The race is on 2 days. What do you mean? I don't understand. What is this mess?
I think what's it called? Richard brought up a good point, like about should teams be disqualified and stuff if they can't hit it, right?
No.
Oh no, I'm not saying
I
they
don't
should be.
I
don't
think
think
they
they
should.
would
It's what he
qualify.
Huh?
That's what I think.
what he said is
I don't-
if it's not race ready or whatever by FP3, and then they'll have to raise by 10 millimeters, and if it's still too bad, they'll get disqualified. But we don't know if it's for the whole weekend or just for quali. But it would
should
make
be for the
sense
whole
if you
weekend.
just go.
Because if it's
Yeah, it won't make
after
sense if it's just
FP3 it's
for
part
quali.
firmer, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It won't make sense if it's for quali because if the car's not good enough for quali, then how is it race fit for a race?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Honestly, I'm on seeing teams just getting disqualified from that one. Like
I don't
I'm
think they will.
I'm here for it. But
No,
budgeting,
no.
if you can't manage your money, and you can't turn up to races, don't turn up. It'll make it more exciting. I'm telling you, bro.
No,
Imagine
no,
Red Bull spend all their money by July, they can't come to the rest of the races. I'm here for that. I'm
I
here
agree.
for that.
I agree with the money stuff. Like I think teams like Haas and Alfa Romeo and Alpine, they should not budge on that cap at all. If these big teams start struggling and whatever, they should deal with that. In terms of the porpoising and the disqualifications, I don't think they would be disqualified because I think it's just a case of them adjusting the car. Because what they're doing is they're
But
porpoising.
wouldn't they?
They're-
If
they're-
example
they're-
say though, one second,
No,
sorry.
no.
if you say like now Lewis has got injury now, wouldn't the FIA now be liable? They put a rule in place and says, all right, this has to be done, but then you're still letting him race. Now you're liable for anything that happens. For example, now Lewis decides to create a class action lawsuit against Mercedes and the FIA because you didn't look after your employee correctly.
No. What I'm trying to say to you is the team has decided to pick performance over driver safety. What this rule does is makes the team raise the ride, so it takes the driver safety into account. So they would rather race and be slow than just refuse or flat out to do it and disqualify. If they raise it by 10 millimeters, whatever the amount is, and it's still bouncing like crazy to the point of where it goes over that G-force, that car is horrible. And I think they've been riding as low to the ground as possible to gain performance. And I think a lot of these teams have been doing that. I think that's what Alpine did in the Spanish Grand Prix. They had no real downforce to go around the corners, so they were porpoising all over the gas. They adjusted it, and then they adjusted the car again for this race where they didn't have any porpoising because they've already said out loud to the media, we can turn this on and off whatever we want. So if it's just to taking an L on certain races, if you're bouncing, you could tell by the body language and the language by Mercedes that they were doing this for performance purposes, and they have every right to because they're 1 second behind Red Bull and Ferrari. They need to, you know what I'm saying? But could we see a dramatic backward step this weekend? I think so, because if they legally probably can't do what they were doing in Baku now. So they're not going to be running as close to the ground. They're on a street circuit that's still rough and bumpy. What's going to happen? They're going to be slow. So it's literally the rules are going to make those teams that haven't addressed their porpoising issues or bouncing issues, they're going to punish them because you have to raise your hat, and that means you go slow. Everybody crucified Lando Norris this weekend for basically saying, yeah, but that's Mercedes is riding it low on purpose. McLaren, we ride high to look after the drivers, and we're sacrificing performance. We could ride lower and gain performance. And everybody was crucifying. Man was spitting. He's just telling them what Mercedes are doing. Everybody know Mercedes' car is scraping the ground. I want to see what that piece of wood that's underneath the car, the plank thing. I want to see what Lewis Hamilton's one looked like in Baku, because it would probably be like
it didn't exist.
And
Being top fam. They got lit up, fam. Lit up.
Yeah, the rules in place. Let's see if it actually forces these engineers to do something about these issues to gain performance. If you're for teams like who else is bouncing quite a lot? I'm trying to think.
Ferrari.
I don't know. To be fair,
yeah.
Every time I turn on my TV, it's just Mercedes.
Yeah,
Ferrari bounce a lot.
It's agenda still.
They bounce, but it's not as bad as Mercedes.
Bounce a lot.
They bounce, but it's not as bad as Mercedes.
Yeah, but that could be an L for them still because they're fast and they bounce. If they tell them you've got to raise the ride height and then they lose their performance, they're pissed.
I don't know if it's just a crap car, but the Aston Martin as well, that probably bounces a lot. But then
they
got bozos behind the wheel anyway, so it doesn't even matter.
Hey, settle down.
Hey, I was just checking the speed trap in Baku, yeah?
To be honest, though,
Vettel's second
everything bounces.
Aston Martin is rapid in a straight line.
Talk about what team bounces.
Wait, what did you say, Mahad? Kwame's talking about Ekansu. What did you say?
I'm saying I was just looking at the speed trap numbers from Baku, and Vettel's the second fastest. The Aston Martin is rapid. So that copy that Red Bull design. Hey, Vettel might cook this weekend.
Hey.
Stroll might cook.
Nah, he ain't
Put in it.
Hey, Stroll cooked last time. I remember him dunking on Sainz. That was some beautiful.
You got a ninth in it, like
he from like 17th or something.
Yeah.
So going good still. Anyways, let's move on to some predictions. We'll start off with the quality predictions. Martz, who's getting pole?
Max.
Kwame, who's getting pole, lad?
Yeah, I'm going for Max as well.
Mahad, clean sweep.
Sergio Perez.
Fair enough. Mahad, who is going to finish in the top three for the race? Give me an order, obviously.
This you're gonna think I'm crazy.
What Lando
Actually,
first, yeah?
do you know what? I'm not gonna be dumb. Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen. Sergio Perez, Carlos Sainz. Do you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. I think has Leclerc got a penalty?
No, he's gonna get one because they've got to change what
got a grid place penalty.
the ice and the turbo
so he's
and
gonna
a
be
couple
10th.
things. Yeah,
He's gonna.
and he
be
doesn't
Sainz-
have to recover.
I thought he's
No,
got to
it's 10.
change
It's
his
10.
third, did
It's
it?
10. No, it's 10. When it's your first one, it's 10.
Change the engine in the first time. So.
When you
It
get
goes
your
10 and
first-
5, innit?
Then
No,
10,
yeah,
then
it
5.
goes 10 and 5. So
Yeah,
when
but it
you get your
depends on
first
how many
one-
components you're changing.
No, he's changing
it's-
like bare.
Then might do
Yeah,
the
so
40.
it'll probably be 20 then. It'll probably be 20 because it's like 10 for the ice, but then it's like 5 for all the other components.
Regardless of what penalty is, he ain't going to be in the top 3. He's not going to pass the Smith in Q3. Sainz, rise it. If you're about this life, rise it.
Rise the signs.
There's
Come
no
on.
way.
Vamos.
There's not Charles Leclerc there to dunk 4 tenths on your head anymore. So slap it on pole.
Vamos.
At least slap it on pole. You might not have the race pace because obviously it's a Ferrari, but this is your opportunity to shine, brother. You ain't got no poles in your career. Hella man got poles. Stroll's got a pole. Bear man got poles. Get a pole. You're in a Ferrari. You have to rise it.
We're saying Bearman, Magic City, but Sainz ain't getting inside the club. He ain't getting inside. That's what you're saying.
I dare. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You know about that. You know about that, innit, Kwame?
Not tonight, mate. Not tonight.
Next to the sea head ass.
Let me not lie to you. I
Running
dare.
pound coins. Sorry.
I dare Carlos Sainz to finish behind Leclerc. I dare him.
Hey, it's sticky one.
We'll put him as a permanent
Sticky
member of Fraud Watch if this happens.
Sticky one. Hey, I'm not going to argue that still. Yes, the rise is still. Kwame, race prediction, brother.
So yeah, Max 1, Perez 2, and our third place. Ooh, I don't see the Ferraris getting. Like you said, Leclerc is gonna change the engine. Sainz, I feel like someone's gonna crash it as well. So I'm just not gonna go for Sainz this week. Why not? This is gonna be just an odd one. Why not? I'm just gonna go for the Alpines. I'm just gonna go for Alonso because why not?
Yeah, you're nasty still. Martz.
Yeah, that is very nasty. I can't lie. Max, Checo, and the Tory. He's gonna do it again.
Or Georgia.
How
He's
is a
gonna do it
merc?
again. I don't know
If
how.
he
But
gets
he's
top,
gonna do it
if he
again.
gets top 5, yeah. I don't know, man.
You just know he's
What's the
gonna
Tory
do it
version of
again.
Judge? What's the Tory version of Judge?
They don't.
Eating mess.
Communism? I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know.
I
Vote for
One of them
Vote
secret
for-
Oxford clubs, bro.
Electoral vote.
Electoral fraud.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
Electoral fraud. Anyhow, he gets the top 5. Electoral fraud. Check the ballots.
This is a Bruno type.
Oh fuck. Okay, yeah. I think I'll go for. Max first, Checo second. I'm gonna say Lando Norris third, man. I don't know. We might crack. I can smell a podium for my man still. I don't know how, but
There's no way, boy. There's no way, boy.
hey, listen.
Yeah, but I did
Ain't no
say that
fucking
in
way.
as well. But
Whatever. I'm not sticking with the Rari boys, man. Fuck them.
do you know what? I think someone, one of the top 3 guys in this race
It's gonna be him.
is gonna be.
It's gonna be
Have you
sad.
seen the rain right now? There's rain. I think there's
Thunderstorms, bro.
Storms.
You know what? Yeah, I want to put a disclaimer in. I think if it rains, Hamilton's winning it. That's my thing. Hamilton's winning it if it rains.
If it rains,
I think in dry, it'll be Max. If it rains, Hamilton.
I'm putting Norris as my winner if it rains.
Yeah.
Man will still be on sliding around, bro.
Hey, listen, redemption arc, man. Come on.
Oh,
It's destined that Norris's first win is going to be in the rain now because of what happened in Russia.
Do you know? I can see that still. I can see that. Yeah, let's wait and see. Anyways, thanks for listening in. that has been the first episode of the preview show for Canada. Make sure to as I said before, like, comment, subscribe, follow the YouTube, follow the YouTube. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, follow the socials, follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and yeah, till next time we'll be doing the race review of Canada. Peace.